for a hump day with Hollywood, hey, as it is on every Wednesday at Churchill Downs. And it's quite the interesting card. A lot of maiden races today. So hopefully those smart sheets and all that maiden scoring comes into use today in a big way. You can get those smart sheets today in the link on the description on YouTube, as well as an explanation on how to use them, which I think could be very useful as well. Of course, free picks today, as they are at Guaranteed Tip Sheet. Today's free picks, I believe, are at Evangeline Downs this evening. So yes, indeed, that's where they are. Again, a link in the description on YouTube so that you can go over and take advantage of that, as well as in our story over at horseracingtoday.net that recaps the entirety of today, along with our Benny and the bets. Hit that HRT gear button right there. Get yourself a hat, an 11 or a 5 or whatever your lucky number is. Terry, what's your lucky number?
For me, 13.
13, of course. Hello, Lauren. How are you today? Again, Lauren_Shap at X aggregates all of the different picks for many different handicappers across different tracks. Maybe in the comment section, Lauren, you could give us an idea how many you did and what tracks are on your radar today. On our radar today is our right? Let's use the proper language, English, at least proper use of English. It's going to be 1 mile. As I mentioned, there's a lot of maiden races today getting started right here. This is at Churchill, a 1-turn mile. So a lot of times they act more like speed. Down there on the scrolling bar, you can see the profile of winner. Stalkers do well. Only 14% go wire to wire. There's been a strong rail, so Barb might take advantage of that. 2 through 7 are fair. Anybody outside of that, it's kind of find it difficult. Our Smart Sheets tells us which horse might be on the lead today as the gates open for the first time at Churchill this week.
Yeah, you can take a look there and see that 2 has a lot of speed compared to everybody else in this race.
Yes, and you see the 1, the 2, and the 6, they want to pilot. The 3, 4, and 5 want to co-pilot. So there's really no true closer in here, Terry. That 2 horse could get out to the lead, could be dangerous because according to this, he's got a good chance to find a race that matches its best performances.
Yeah, his C-zone's way above the 50% threshold, followed up by that 5. So there you go.
30-ish handicappers today for Churchill Downs. It's a big number. Got a bunch of class droppers in here. That's pretty big. One of the things we really like to focus on with first win seekers in these maiden races is that average speed figure, according to Brisnet, to get the W here, so par speed. Terry, only one of them so far has accomplished that goal.
Yeah, only only 6 has got it, has either equal or exceeded that speed par number. But you can take a look. The only one that has a no is the 4, and the other ones are all within 5 points of doing that in their last races.
Yeah, the 4 is the only one to show improved fractions last time out. Morlock, the 6, has a 4-point last race speed figure edge. The 1 horse, Barb, is your simulation favorite. The 3 horse is your top total pace. Terry, who's your top choice jockey trainer-wise?
Well, that's 5. 5 is the best jockey and the best trainer, I see, as the data shows. So I think that's the best combination.
So if you're looking for speed figure, you go with the 6. If you're looking for simulation odds, you go with the 1. If you're going for top total pace, you go with the 3. If you're looking for speed, you go with the 2. If you're looking for the top jockey trainer, you go with the 5. That leaves everybody out but the 4. So does that mean we just single the 4 and go on?
It could mean that, yeah. So anyway, I like the 6, Morlock, finished in the money in 7 out of 9 starts. So he really likes to get there. He's got lots of competition. And then drops in class today, and he has a high percentage winning trainer jockey. Matinee Idol, the 5, drops in class today, switches to a high percentage winning jockey and has a high percentage winning trainer. Barb, the 1, the rail post winning at a 19% clip, drops in class today, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey as well. And then the 3 is my long shot Crazy Diamond, drops in class today, has a high percentage winning trainer and a good workout on October 31st. No additional bets for me here.
Yeah, and the 6 horse is that top last race speed figure, 4 points. Andrew Byer again, anytime it's 3. Anytime you got to only yes horse in a maiden race, you got to put your eyeball on that one too. And the resume says the 3rd start after a layoff is probably going to be better than the 1st or the 2nd. Barb right now is the favorite on that strong rail edge. Missed by a nose the last time and the only time ran at the same level as today. Shine on you, Crazy Diamond. Yes, for all you Pink Floyd fans out there, this one is a maiden special weight dropper and room for more to the upside and only the third career start. Matinee Idol, it's another maiden special weight dropper. 3 workouts today to have a little bit more stamina at the end of the race. Like you, Terry, I didn't put any of my Benny and the Bets bucks to work here. Race number 2 is another one at a mile, Terry, as they're going to come out of the gates mile, as we pointed out. In the first race, 1 mile is 1 turn at Churchill. It's another maiden race. This time, the par speed figure is 84. So in race number 2, Terry, do we have any horses? I got a bunch of them today with that chance.
Yeah, all of them but the 3 have in the past equaled or exceeded the par speed number for today's race.
See a couple of class droppers in here between the 2 and the 4. One of the things I like to look at is second race par ability. These horses here, you got the 2-horse American Pearl and the 5-horse Whitehorn, both of whom, which is typical second race improvement, could be borderline stakes horses, Terry. Any of them got a good jockey or a good trainer?
Well, yeah, the 4 is a good jockey. The 1's the best trainer, but the 4 actually, I think, has the best jockey-trainer combination.
So far, what we've seen from these horses is the 1 and 4 want to co-pilot. 2, 5, and 6 want to close the 3. Yeah, so far he's not been interested in being anywhere near the finish line at the end of the race, at least relative to the winner. Really not the strongest C zones in here, Terry. Maybe the 1-horse.
Yeah, the 1-horse has the best C zones, but as you can see, all of them have something except for the 3. But the 1 is actually double everything else's.
So according to our simulation odds, the 5, the 2, and the 4, they're well above everybody else. And over here, you got the 5, the 2, and the 4, just a little bit of a different order. So do you have the 5, the 2, and the 4 in some order too?
I do, but on top of that, I have the 6. Sun Harbor, Harder, ran second versus similar in their last race. Best dirt speed is fast among today's starters, tied with another, and she has high percentage winning jockey. And then American Pearl, the 2, ran second versus similar and only start. Best dirt speed is fast among today's starters and has a high percentage winning trainer. Quick to Charm, the 4 ran second in the last race and has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey as well. Whitethorn, 5, finished 3rd versus similar in his only start, or her only start. Best dirt speed is fast among today's starters, and she has a successful trainer and jockey. She's my long shot. I'm going to play the first Miami Vice pick 4, 2, 4, 5, 6 with 4, 5 with the 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 with the 2, 4, 6, a $48 ticket.
I'm going to start with American Pearl, second race improvement. In its debut, it was the 8-5 favorite. You're going to see a better horse in race number 2. If not, Whitehorn has that same story. Second race upside, 3 works getting ready for today. Should be a better horse too. Number 6, Son Hador. Churchill Downs, 4 races, 3 seconds, and a 3rd. In the money, 6 out of 6 races, but it looks like a wallpaper horse to me. Likes to hang at the end, Terry. Number 1, Sensing Flatter, was a tough call for me over the morning line favorite, or one of the morning line favorites, Quick to Charm. But I'm going to take the strong rail position in a horse slightly better on paper, too. My pick 4, I'm just going to go with 2 horses in here. The 2, the 5, with the 1, 4, 5, 6, with the 1, 5, and then I'm going to close it out with the 1, 3, 4, 5, and 6 in race number 5. Race number 1, Terry, are we getting pretty close to the horses getting ready to run? Well, they're still making their way to the gate, so we probably have 5 minutes. So I would imagine that's enough time if we go fast to get through a 6-furlong race at Churchill Downs. Terry, let me real quick get to that 6-furlong race. It's the most common today. Early speed, 30% wire to wire. The rail, Kayana, going to have it tough. Everybody else has it okay, except for maybe the 8 and out. In race 3, tell me where I find speed.
Well, the 3 shows the most speed, followed up by the 1. They could go head-to-head to that quarter pole.
Yes, indeed. They want to be on the front. 2, 4, and 5 want to co-pilot. The 6 is the PC type, so it's a blob race. Everybody sort of wants to be middle forward, Terry. With that in mind, looks like 2 of them have a good shot to get race trips that look a lot like when they've done their best in the past.
Yeah, the 3 and the 6 are way above the 50% or above the 50% threshold, especially that 3. So
4-horse is your simulation favorite. 4-horse is your top total pace favorite. It's like the 4-horse has a pretty good jockey trainer combo too, Terry. It's a 4-horse make a pretty good combo at the top of your ticket too.
yeah, it sure did. I like the 4 in this race. Lady Upstart ran second in her last race as a favorite, but has a high percentage winning trainer. Wins 30% of the races when bringing a beaten favorite back to race again, and can go the distance. Number 1, River Rise, drops in class today. Best start speed is fast among today's starters. Her trainer wins 32% of the races in horse's second career race, and she has a good jockey. Number 7, Hot Gossip, drops in class today. Trainer wins 32%.
Are you in the right race? This is race number 3.
Oh, I'm in the wrong race. Yeah.
All right, so we'll come back to that because right now race number 1 is rolling.
Yeah, I got in the wrong race.
Well, that happens sometimes. So we'll come back to the picks in just a minute. So right now, at the opener, you have the 5-horse Maiden Idol. That one's on the lead. Then you have the 6-horse Morlock with the top last race speed figure, 4 points better than everybody else in the shotgun spot. Down on the rail in third is the favorite. That one is Barb. It's trying to get a nice ground saving trip. And then behind them is the 3-horse. That one is Shine On You Crazy Diamond. Around the bend they go after a pretty quick opening quarter, 44.62 seconds. I'd say those horses are working. 5 horses backing out a little bit. The 6-horse still hasn't been asked to go, nor has the 1 as the 1 goes wide. The question is who's going to be asked to go first. Right now, the jockey's trying like hell to get the 6 to change leads, but he won't. So the 1-horse has taken the lead. The 6-horse continues to kind of fall off a little bit. Looks like the 3-horse, Shine On You Crazy Diamond, is going to come in for the shotgun spot. That 6-horse kind of tailing off a little bit there at the end. I'm sure the jockey could ever corral him. Easy win for the 1, then the 3, then the 2, then the 6. So 1, 3, 2, and 6. That strong rail bias coming through in the opener. All right, Terry, since we didn't make any bets there, let's talk about the right horses in race number 3.
All right. So in race 3, I like the 4 ran second in the last race, and she has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. And then I like 5 Up the Creek. Likes Parks Racing, been in the money 60% of the time, winning 20% of the starts. And at today's distance, has been in money 50% of the time and won 17% of the starts. Number 2, Give Her Another is my third choice. Finished third in the last race, and she has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey as well. 6, Commended, was beaten only a length and a half in the last start and likes the distance. My long shot, no additional bets here.
Rusukio, the 4-horse, is your simulation favorite, is your top total pace favorite, and by far the best par plus. Let's rewind back to par plus. You see here, that's 49%. Well, maybe not by far, but by a decent enough margin. We do 1,000 simulations where we calculate out a potential speed figure in 494 out of 1,000. So let's just put it at basically 50%. You're only off by 6. Horse generated a speed figure equal to or better than 86. Great chance today for the 4-horse to hit par or above. Up the creek. Yes, I've been in that spot plenty of times for sure. And maybe, again, resume says that a big pop could be coming in the second start after layoff, or maybe even a small drop. So a little bit of inconsistency in round 2. Commanded, the 6-horse, won the last 2 at Churchill Downs with ease and showed some better early pace last out. And then Kayana, the 1-horse, Terry, speed and Lasix today for the first time with more upside than the 2-horse, in my opinion. And I love those horses like this 1-horse in race number 3. You see back in here, the horse has showed speed in the past. Going to get that first Lasix today. A lot of times that's like jet fuel. No additional bets for me, I think, in race number 3. As we move forward to race number 4, only 9 races today. Usually Mondays and Tuesdays at Parks, we have 10. Tomorrow, speaking of races again, we have Aqueduct. How many races are there tomorrow? 8, Terry? Is it
9
races? Well, pretty good day over there. Before we go to that, though, 1 1/16 miles, another one of those maiden claiming races, $100,000. So Terry Lunch Money types running here today.
Hmm.
78 is that average speed figure for the winner at that level. And looks like none of them so far, Terry, have found their way to that number.
No, none of them have, except for the one came within 2 points of doing that.
So once again, when we have these horses, we want to look over here in these columns and see if there's any hint. The one horse does have a second race par ability of 89, which would put it well beyond that 78. Down there below it, you have the 5 horse Dreaming of June, 1 point. So it could get there. It's going to take a lot to get there, Terry, for sure. How about a jockey or trainer that might be able to muscle his horse to the finish line?
Well, that 7 looks like the best jockey trainer combination to me.
And we see here our race shape. The 3 wants to show pace. The 2 wants to co-pilot. All of the rest, Terry, not within 5 lengths of the winner at the finish line. Anybody in here that might get a race that says, you know what, this one is for me?
Yeah, the 2 is going to be very comfortable in this race at a 73% C-zone number.
So you got a pretty strong C-zone. You got the 1 horse with a 10-point last race speed figure. Look at that. I'd say that horse should be 1 to 10, but maybe he will go off at 1 to 10. I don't know. Top total pace of 12 points. You think 1 to 10 is fair for the 1 in race 4, Terry?
Well, I didn't take the 1 as my top pick, but I did take it as my second. I like the 3 as my top pick, Lady Upstart. She ran second in her last race as a favorite, but she has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 30% of the races when bringing a beaten favorite back to race again and can go the distance. Number 1, the one you were referring to, River Rise, drops a class today. Best start speed is fast among today's starters. Her trainer wins 32% of the races in a second career race that a horse has, and she has a successful jockey. Number 7, Hot Gossip is my third choice, drops a class today. Trainer wins 32% of the races when taking a horse from a sprint to a route, and she has a high percentage winning jockey. I'm a little crazy. The 2 is my long shot, finished third versus tougher in last race. She has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 30% of the races in the first race after claiming a horse, and she has a high percentage winning jockey. No additional bets for me here.
Don Johnson is right. Hit that like button, hit that share button or retweet on X. It's a free way. It's just look, this is how long it would take you. Click, it would be done already. So just grab your mouse and be done already. Like the show, help support us by retweeting so other folks looking for horse racing content have a good chance to find us. We would greatly appreciate that. River Rise, I would greatly appreciate if it doesn't go off at 1 to 10, to be honest with you, Terry. Second race upside on the Maiden special weight, drop top last race, speed figure 10 points, top total pace of 12. Any improvement at all, and it might look like a 1 to 10 at the end of the race. The horse number 5 is next up for me. It's the same story as the 1 horse, second race improvement. Not as much upside as the 1, but also didn't get the best trip in its debut, so maybe a little cleaner run around the track. Lady Upstart, the 3 horse, go to the front, try to stay there. That's the plan. And finally, I'm a little crazy. Probably not inaccurate, although it should probably be I'm a lot more than a little crazy. That one, Terry, has the strongest C-zone, and this race really could work out for her. I'm going to do a $5 exacta key box, and I will cancel it if the 1 is 1 to 10. With the 2, 3, and 5, if that's the case, I'd probably throw the 5 in there over the 1. Just think we won't do that in terms of keeping score, but in terms of if I were at the track, if that horse became 1 to 10, I would lay off of it, Terry, and I think you probably would too.
Yeah, I would.
That would be too low of odds for me. Race number 5, that one marks the midpoint of today's card. It is the Keystone Race in the Bluegrass State, and guess what it is? It's another maiden race, Terry. We have a belly full of these babies trying to get home for the first time. 75 is that speed figure in race number 5. That's the hurdle they got to clear. And so far, Terry, looks like all of them have no future in jumpers.
That's right, except for the 6 does have a maybe within 5 points, but that's not that close. So
yeah, they don't have a future in jumpers because they haven't been able to clear the par hurdle in there. So all knows, again, we got to come over here and look. Second race par ability, we don't see any. But for the first time today, we do get some first-timer scores, Terry, and a little bit of a good workout, perhaps. Who's got the good first-timer scores.
Well, the 5 has a 2.76, which is pretty close to that 3-point perfect score that we talk about, and it has a back bullet workout. And then the other one is got a 2.35, which is a little bit lower than the 2.5 we like to see.
Yeah, but still, when you got a bunch of no's, particularly with Whiskey Be Gone, Terry, take a look at this right there.
Yeah, that 3 has the best jockey and the 1 has the best trainer. But, you know, the 1 and 3 both are pretty close in the trainer-jockey combination. So
yeah,
pretty hard to decide which one is best.
Splitting hairs there. Free choice of the horses with experience, 7-point last race speed figure. The 1 looks like it's going to get out to the front and have a pretty easy time out there with a more than 1 length early speed advantage on the rail. 5 points equals 1 length. And then the 6 has about a 1.5 length late speed. The 4 is your simulation pace favorite. So you got a bunch of no's. You could take speed figure. You could take speed. You could take closer. You can take first-time starter, Terry. You can take strong C-zone. Lots of different ways to look at this one. How did you organize race 5?
Well, I like the 4, Dr. Finn. Throughout the last races, she had lots and lots of trouble finishing in the money in the 3 prior races and can go the distance. And then I like number 6, Free Choice. Drops in class today, highest last speed rating, best start speed is fast among today's starters. And then number 270 struggled on a sloppy track last time, but has good early speed. The trainer has horses that horses win 20% of the maiden claiming races that they run in, and it has a high performing jockey. Whiskey Be Gone 3. It's first time starter who's got a high percentage winning trainer who wins 20% of the dirt starts that he has a horse in, and a high performing jockey. No additional bets for me here.
Well, I'm going to start with Free Choice as my first choice. Top last race speed figure was 7 points better than everybody else. And he's going to take a drop in class today. And I think that drop in class, and if he just stays the same, everybody else has got to come up at least 1 length to get him. Number 5, War Money is that first-time starter with that 2.75 score versus nose. It's got solid but not sensational works. Vino Subito, speed and fade in its debut. And a lot of times I like to see that one too, Terry. You see that speed and then fade. That second start, a lot of times that stamina kicks in and those horses find their way closer to the finish line at the end. And then finally, for me, the 3 horse, Whiskey Be Gone. It's another first-time starter. And I said Whiskey Be Gone probably around 30 some odd years ago. So not an issue for me.
Okay.
Race number 6, another one of them 6 furlongers. Can we get away from these maiden races just once, Terry?
I don't know.
What claiming for 40,000. All right. So speed, maybe in this race. We don't have to look at all these other issues. Just got to look at traditional stuff like who's going to get to the front, who's going to get a trip, and all that good stuff.
Well, the 1 has the most speed, followed up by the 8. So, but if the 1 gets a good break, it's going to go to that front first.
Yeah, it looks like all of them really could kind of push out there if they want. The 1 and the 8, they want to pilot and co-pilot. Everybody else, middle back, that really could give those 2 an edge, particularly if they get a good trip. It looks like everybody's likely to get an average trip, Terry.
Yeah, there's nobody that's way above the 50% threshold. The only ones that are the 4 and the 8 are above it, but not by that much.
Yeah, not by a whole lot. The only class dropper in here is the 6 horse Lover Girl, and it looks like he's also got the class with the jockey.
He does. He has the best jockey. The 8 shows the best trainer according to the data, but the 6 is the best combination of trainer and jockey combination.
Miss Arlington, 8-point last race speed figure as your simulation favorite and your top total pace and your leader out there, Terry. Does the 1 horse in the 6th race get to the front and stay in the front and take them all the way?
I think it does. 1 last race at Kingland has the highest speed figure at today's distance, and her best start speed is fast among today's starters. Then I like the 8, Promise to Dance. Won 2 races out of 5 starts at Churchill Downs, so likes the track. Early speed running style helps chances, so the shorter distance will help, I think. And she has a high percentage win trainer and jockey. Candy Lover, the 5. She drops in class today, which is a high percentage winning jockey, and she has a high percentage winning trainer. Number 6, Lover Girls, my long shot, has won 2 races out of the last 4 starts, and she has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. The second, Miami Vice, Don Johnson, pick 4. Then I'm going to play it. I'm going to use a 1-5-6-8 with the 4-5-7 with the 2-4. Finish up with the 4-6-7-10, $48 ticket.
I'm going to go with the one horse, Miss Arlington. I had a good shot to get to the front, staying there. Top last race, speed figure, 8 points, simulation favorite. Pace setting could be the lone E, top total pace. Gets to the front and perhaps never sees the backside of another horse, at least on this hump day. Current climate, the 4 horse ran considerably faster in its last race compared to the previous time it ran at the same distance. Usually a pretty good sign of a horse on the upswing. Promise to Dance gets a good trip with that EP spot. But my question about that 8 horse, and I'm always one of those pattern people, as I talk about over and over and over and over again. Show me what the horse likes to do, when he likes to do it. Coming off the bench, you see here, kind of pedestrian, fourth down here, second by 4.5 lengths. Really not spectacular first up effort, so it'll have to improve on that record today. And then finally, the 7, Bourbon Breeze. You're going to get a switch to Irad Ortiz, and if you're backing that horse, that's always a plus. And this is a horse that's going to rate and then come off the pace at the end. And I really feel like, from watching Irad, those are the horses that he prefers the best. My pick 4, I'm just going to go with the 1 and 4 because I think the 1 goes wire to wire. Maybe take a little bit better odds if the 4 comes through. 3, 4, 5, 7, 4, 5, 6, and then 1, 4, 7, 10 for $48 for me. Race number 7 is the other long run today of 1 mile and a 16th. And guess what it is again, Terry? Another maiden race.
Yeah, that's right.
1 mile and a 16th. So these babies are going to have to make it 2 turns today. The average winning speed figure has to be 81 or better, at least to date. For the, millionth time today, any of these horses get the par yet, Terry?
Nope. None of them have, but according to what the figures say, there's a couple of them have a slight chance to do that today. The 3 and that 7, followed up by the 8 and 9.
Yeah. So again, looking over here, no first-time starters today. The 3 wanted to close. So far, all of the others just said, you know what, we're not interested in racing, at least not today. to this point, you got the 7 horse though, Reckless. Second race improvement could catapult that one above the speed figure. The only one in the race that gets that moniker, Terry. But it looks like the one right above him. If you want the jockey or trainer combination, you don't have to look very far.
Yeah, you just look at that 5. It's got the best jockey trainer combination.
The 2 could get a good trip, as well as the 9. The 3 horse, Wolfcamp, 5-point last race speed figure, is your simulation favorite. You got that 7, could get up on the front, also your top total pace. And then the 3 for your late speed. So do you go with a little early speed and second race upside, or do you go with the last race speed figure and closing ability, Terry, in race number 7?
Well, I like the 7 Reckless. She has a high percentage winning trainer and switches a high percentage winning jockey, drops in class, and can improve at the longer distance. Mr. Punch 5 has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. I like the 4th. My 3rd choice finished 3rd versus tougher in the last race, drops in class today, has a high percentage winning trainer. And this trainer wins 32% of the races in a horse's second route race. And then the 8's my long shot, drops in class today, has a high percentage winning trainer. No additional bets for me here.
So, Stephen, I was it on Wednesday last week when we did Churchill, Terry, where we had that $6,000? Yeah, it was last week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, last week, that last pick 4, I hope, Stuart, I don't know, maybe you missed the show. I don't know because I didn't see you in the comments. But the last pick 4 for 50 cents paid $6,300. And unfortunately, I was so busy working on the wagering guide for the Breeders' Cup, I completely brain cramped on it that day. It always works like that, no, Terry?
It does, yeah. Yeah, usually you make the bet on a pick 4 and it comes in and pays $20, but then the one that's going to pay $6,300, you get busy with other things, can't get to it, and then you go, oh, damn.
Yeah, I don't think you go, oh, damn. It's probably a 4-letter word.
Well, it is, but I can't say that here.
It's probably more than one 4-letter word, Adam. It's probably like George Carlin in his skit, The 7 Words You Can't Say on TV.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you couldn't say them on TV. Now apparently you can. Anyway, the 7 horse, Reckless, all knows, second race upside, beyond par, the only one in the field. You have to circle that one, folks. Wolfcamp is the top last race speed figure, 5 points. Only its third race. So the first time making 2 starts in a row. So you don't know how much this horse could boom or bust today. So perhaps outside of the 7, the most upside potential. The 4 horse, Alguero, Brad Cox, bunch of alpha angles for this guy across the maiden board. And again, just to kind of go over that. So you look at, and this is something I like to look at too. So Brad Cox on the year, everybody knows he's a great trainer. He wins at 22%. That's a pretty high number. But when you look at some of his other interior angles, you see here that every one of these angles, second route race, maiden to maiden claiming, first time maiden claiming, all of those numbers are greater than his 22%. So that's excess return over his normal numbers. So I call those trainer alpha angles. And then finally, the 5 horse, Mr. Punch. That one debuted at Kentucky Downs. I would think you would agree with me, Terry. It's a turf track. It's a kind of weird track. Decently bet in its debut. And in this case, Brad Cox is going to put on Irad Ortiz. So it'll have every chance to do well today. No additional bets for me. Do we have time to do race number 8, Terry? Let's see.
Yeah, we have 8 minutes.
Yeah, we probably got time to finish out the card today. So we'll go about doing that. Race number 6, you like the 5 horse. All right, cool. Thank you. Private Ross. In race number 8 today, we're looking at 7 furlongs. The only time today they're going to run that distance. Profile of a winner does favor stalkers. You want to be middle forward. Only 1 out of 10 roughly have won on the lead. The rail, by far, the best place to be. 2 through 7, kind of fairish. Everybody else, maybe got to work a little bit harder. So some inside speed in race number 8 for the 7 furlong affair, Terry. At least being forward would be helpful. And it looks like pretty much everybody but the 6 could push forward to get started.
That's right. The one that has the most speed is the 2, but they're all pretty close. So it just depends on who gets the best start.
Yeah, and if you look at it, the 2 can pilot or co-pilot. There's no pure pilot in this race. Everybody else middle back. So if that 2 can pop out to the lead there, Terry, even with that half-hearted C-zone, might like it out there. 1 horse in here, though, looks like out of all of them, this race is going to set up and look a lot like when it's won in the past.
Yeah, that's that 5's got an 80.5% C-zone, so it's way above that 50% threshold. So it'd going to be very comfortable in this race.
Yes, the 5 horse might have to work a little bit harder than the rest because that jockey, a little on the downside there. Terry, if you're looking for the connections, where would you start?
Well, I'd start with the 2 as a jockey and the 4 as a trainer, but the 2 is the best jockey-trainer combination, in my opinion.
Yeah, one of the things we've seen, and I pointed this out the other day, and it came home yesterday, as a matter of fact, a 2 horse, not coincidentally, I guess, 5 ways better horses, where they were better early, better mid, better late, and better fractions. The 4 horse Princess Madison catching almost all of that as well. The 2 horse is your simulation favorite, so 5 ways, and your sim favorite, as well as your top total pace. But look at this 6 horse, Terry. A 15, almost 16-point late pace edge.
Wow.
That's more than 3 lengths. If that horse is remotely close coming out of the turn, they ain't going to hold that one off, Terry. Is anybody going to hold that one off, or do you have some other ideas here?
Well, this is where I have my best bet of the day, and I'm going with the 2 as that. The 2's Cervaro della Sala. Won the last race in Keeneland, has a high percentage winning trainer, and switched to a high percentage winning jockey in a nice workout on November 1st. And I like Princess Madison. The 4 finished 3rd in the last race. Best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters. Has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Hush It Up, Honey. The 5, my 3rd choice, won at Oaklawn Park last time out. Highest last race speed rating, and has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. And then I like the 1 as my long shot. High win rates for the trainer and jockey, and the rail post is winning at 23% clip. I'm going to bet 20 to win on the 2. $10 exacta box 2-4, $10 exacta 2 on top with the 1-4-5, And then I'm going to box the for $5 the 245. That's it.
Beautiful. I have the 6-horse on top of all those late legs there, Mr. Terry. Going to be flying at the end with that late speed edge. And, well, if it can be close coming out of that turn in a race where nobody really wants to be middle forward, could be well positioned here today. Hush and Honey, the 5-horse, is your top C zone by quite a bit in this race. Hasn't fired much in the first ups like today. Number 4, Princess Madison. You got 2 yes horses in this race that have hit par, Princess Madison being one of them, also your morning line favorite, Flash Ware being the other. Very consistent, but another one that comes off the bench a little blah. And then Savaro de Sala, the 2-horse. Terry's best bet of the day. Probably very happy to see it in the 4th spot for me. It is tied for your simulation favorite. Speed horse, as we pointed out in our race shape, versus a bunch of horses that want to be middle back. But in terms of its career at Churchill, really hasn't taken to the track yet. So maybe today is that day if it can get off to an easy lead by itself. $5 exact. The key box, as I think, extinguished the rest of my Benny in the bets budget. That closer, he may not win today, Terry, but I think he's got an excellent chance to finish second, if not win. So that horse is the key with the 2, 4, and 5 as the back end of that exact key box. We have, 4 minutes, so let's go ahead and do race number 9. Before we jump to the finale, Terry, tomorrow we are going to do Aqueduct, not Belmont at the Big A, but actually Aqueduct. And it'll start about 10 minutes before post to make sure you're watching so that you can win. Because if you're watching, you might win. What do?
Well, you go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit the bell so you're notified about all the different programs. Copy the link and share it with everybody you know. And then go to our social sites such as X, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and Blue Skies at Horse Race at number 2 day. Give us a thumbs up and a like. And also keep these comments and picks coming as we like to see them, and they help with our algorithms.
Guess what the last race is, Terry? It's a 6 furlong maiden race.
Yeah.
Woohoo! What a day for horse racing in Kentucky today. So, again, that 81 speed figure, we're going to take a look at that in race number 9, Terry. And what do we see?
None of them have reached it.
So we want to look at these first-timer scores. Really nothing jumping off the page there. You got 1 over 2.5, the 1 horse?
Yeah, that 1 horse, yeah.
Zunde has that second race par ability. There you go, 82, barely getting over that 81. But, hey, if it gets there, it gets there. But it looks like the jockey and trainer will give it every chance to get there.
That's right. That's the best combination, jockey and trainer.
As far as the race shape is going, all these horses giving it a crack for the first time. 3 and 9, they haven't been interested in racing to date. The 4 can go forward if he needs to, or he can co-pilot. The 10 likely co-pilots in there. And those 2 horses, Terry, I mean, it's not saying much because there are only 2 of 4 horses with experience. Good chance to be up on the front there today, Terry. 10-point last race speed figure for the 4. Big total pace edge over the experienced horses. Anybody beating the 4?
I don't think so. I like the 4. Zunde ran 3rd in her last race, the favorite, but she has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 30% of the races when bringing a beaten favorite back to race again, has a high percentage winning jockey. Number 10 is my second choice, finishing money in 2 out of 3 career starts, drops in class today, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey as well. Into battle is 7. Is a first-time starter whose dam has 3 winners from 4 starters, breeding suits today's distance, and has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. A lot of boxes marked off. Number 6 is my long shot first-time starter whose sire wins 23% of the races with first-time starters, and then the breeding suits today's sprint distance and has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. I have no additional bets as I'm out of money.
Yeah, so Zunde, second race upside, missed by a neck at Horseshoe Indianapolis in its debut. Number 1, Tal Mage, highest rated first-timer, decent workouts, tough post position. Into battle, the 7 horse, that's Brad Cox, first-time starter, second best on that first-timer score, decent works. And then Mayweather, the 10 horse, tried turf last time out, goes back to dirt in either one of its first 2 dirt races, probably much better than most anything else any of the remaining horses could do. Although our good friend Don Johnson says, buddy, Vacoma Velocity, that's the one in race number 10. And just on cue, Terry, race number 2. about to get going. So
All right.
getting our work done in efficient time. So off they go. And American Pearl in a very bad angle from the drone chasing. It looks like a video game almost at Churchill Downs. That one's on the lead. I can't tell you who's in second place, but somebody's giving chase. Looks to me like maybe it is the 3-horse. Yes. Pronghorn in the shotgun spot down on the rail right now. The 1-horse sensing flatter, trying to get itself into striking position. 4-horse, it's also too wide, sitting off the tail of the 1 to the outside, trying to find an outside trip to the finish line. Right now, the winner, at least to this point, is American Pearl 7-5, although that 3-horse Pronghorn with the red, white, and blue striped jacket for the jockey getting involved for the Steve Asmussen, Keith Asmussen, brother and team for jockey and trainer. You got really nobody else trying to make a move right now. Here comes the 5-horse, folks, right now. Whitehorn Leghorn going to try to get himself into the mix as well, as he's going to go wide and give it everything he's got to try to catch up to the 1 and or the 3-horse. Another horse that's just not changing leads because he's drifting up the track. If that jockey can get him to change leads, he might be able to close in on that 1-horse and run him down at the end. I don't think that's going to be the case. The jockey did finally get him to change leads. He did make up some ground. The 2-horse. It's going to go 2-5 in the second race today, Terry. And both of us are live on our pick 4s. And then I think who finished third? It finished the 3-horse finished third. So there you have it. Alive with the favorite in race number 2 for our pick 4s. In the opening race, Terry, let's go back to our full picks because I know Don Johnson likes when we do that. In the opening race, who won the opening race, Terry? I forget already. I can't remember. I think the who won race number 1? The 1-horse won. Barb. Okay, so the 1-horse won, then the 2-horse. So that means the 3-horse in race number 3, folks. So just forget everything else Terry and I talked about. Just circle the 3 and take it to the teller as fast as you can. Here's the way we see the rest of the card in here. As far as our betting and the bets are concerned, race number 2 in the books. Race number 3, nothing. Race number 4, a $5 exact key box with River Rise. Sim Fave says that one's going to be 1 to 10. Again, if it turns out to be 1 to 10, I'd probably look to do something else, spend that money elsewhere. Another exacta box, key box with the 6-horse in race number 5 for me. Race number 6 is the second of the pick 4s. There you see our tickets. Race number 7, nothing. Race number 8, Terry's best bet. Another exacta key box for me. Race number 9, nada. Of course, free picks today at Guaranteed Tip Sheet. Tonight, you won't be doing nothing. There's no football on. Nobody's watching the NBA anyway. So go ahead and play Evangeline Downs. Go ahead and use those free picks. There's a link in the description on YouTube. Just a couple of minutes right there in the middle of horseracingtoday.net. We'll post all of our thoughts, all of our betting and the bets, as well as a link to our smart sheets and an explanation on how to use them and the tip jar, folks. Use that. Let Terry and I know you appreciate what we do for a Mountain Dew or a cup of coffee. And then another way you can do that is by making yourself look as best as you possibly can in some Horse Racing Today gear by hitting that HRT gear button right there. Come on over here, look your best, and support the show. Any final thoughts from you, Terry, before we start to get ready for a great Thursday in the Big Apple? Maybe not for some people who voted yesterday, but maybe for others, it's going to be a better city. We'll find out.
Could be. Just stay out of the rain or the weather. I know here in the Northern California, it's raining, so we're going to stay out of that. Other than that, stay safe. Give your loved ones a hug and a kiss, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Yes, indeed. No matter what you're doing for the rest of this hump day, thank you for sharing it with myself and Hollywood Hay. And we certainly hope that your day, what's left of it, is filled with God's grace, God's favor, and every single thing that you do finds its way to
the winner's circle.
Yes, indeed. Make it a blessed Wednesday. See you tomorrow in the Big Apple.